All right, we're live. Go.
All right, for question 1, they want to know what the 4 products of meiosis are if there's a crossover between S and E. And they give us 2 chromosomes, and the bottom chromosome, from Q to W, there's been an inversion. And so it's going to mess up things a little bit. I found an easy trick is that if you just put a line in between the 2 alleles or the crossover is going to be, then you can start transcripting them in a U-start fashion. And for the one without a centromere, for project 3, you could start at the little x and then go x, w, r, s, and then jump up to t and then go t, u, v, w, x. And the same thing with product 2. And we're going to have a normal product 1 and 4, which are going to be the original chromosomes that we start out with. And those are our 4 products of meiosis with this set of chromosomes. All right, so question 2 has all the right in one. So non-disjunction in meiosis 1 produces 50% aneuploid gametes, whereas non-disjunction in mitosis can produce a mosaic phenotype. And why it's not meiosis 2 for the first part is because meiosis 2 produces 50% normal and then 25% triploid and 25% monoploid. For number B, meiosis is an individual who has suffered a paracentric inversion produces a dicentric chromosome and an acentric chromosome. Now, we know that it's the paracentric inversion because they are producing the dicentric chromosome and acentric chromosome because the inversion occurs outside of the region of the centromere. Otherwise, they would all have the same number of centromeres. Part C, Turner syndrome is an example of a human disease caused by monosomy, whereas familial Down syndrome is an example of disease caused by a Robinson translocation. The human liver for part D can be 4N, 8N, or 16N, and E, a terminal deletion in chromosome 5 causes Cry-de-Chat syndrome, while an inversion on the X chromosome causes type A hemophilia. A duplication for part F is a change in chromosome structure that can be potentially beneficial to an organism or entire species. An example of this would be the gene duplication in the globin family of genes, and now they can produce a lot of genetic variability and result in evolution that benefits that family of genes. And G, when a translocation cross is formed, the alternate segregation pattern can produce viable gametes and offspring. And the alternative 1 and 2 segregation patterns, they do not produce viable gametes and offspring. All right, that is all of question 1 and 2.
Sweet. That moves me on to question 3, which is me, Roy. So in question A, it's just how many of the total chromosomes would be found in humans that have the following conditions. So Turner syndrome, that'd be 45 different chromosomes. Jacob syndrome, 47, because this is a deletion. Looks like this is an addition. Cry-de-Chat syndrome, as stated in question 2, that just you've got the O swip there, and then familial Down syndrome, looks like you're adding 1. And then type A hemophilia is just an inversion. So there's those 2 there for A. And then for problem B, which of the following terms is not associated with Shire-Marie tooth disease type A1? And so I've got triploid is not associated because that's 3 sets of chromosomes, and a reciprocal translocation, which is just a reciprocal translocation. And question C, which of the following terms are associated with Keffler syndrome? This one's kind of hard, so I just kind of had to do a lot of assuming on this one. So aneuploid is associated because it's an addition or a subtraction of chromosomes. Trisomy is another one, and then non-destruction and duplication. because it's a duplication, and I'm assuming non-disjunction because I'm assuming the duplication happens during meiosis 1 or meiosis 2. And then for part D, which the terms are associated with type A hemophilia, and that was just the non-disjunction because it's an inversion there. So, and that's me. So on to question 4, which is Noah.
All right. So for question 4, we had a simple. I used slide 19 from the notes, which apparently the picture didn't carry over, but it's there. And so if you look, this cross up here, it shows how the chromosomes will synapse in any of these translocation crosses. And so there's normal chromosome 1, chromosome 1 plus 2, normal chromosome 2, and then chromosome 2 plus a little bit of 1. And so I went and I color-coded this problem. Oh, there we go, the picture appears. Color-coded the test cross for these questions. So normal chromosome 1 will be red, normal chromosome 2 is yellow, and then 2 and 1 have its individual parts from 1 and 2 color-coded the same, and same for 1 and 2. So the alternate pattern, what happens if there's an alternate pattern reciprocal translocation? So this segregation would be a crisscross, and we would get 4 gametes and 2 of each of the following, of our normal 1 and our normal 2, giving us those results, and our 2 plus 1 and our 1 plus 2, giving us these results of DEFP and MNOGH. And then there's the adjacent or it's flipping along the horizontal axes or up and down and the like. And so the normal 1 mixes with the 1 plus the 2, and the normal 2 goes with the chromosome 2 that has a little addition of 1 at the end. For adjacent to, or the vertical axes, we have the normal 1 joins with the 2 plus 1, and the normal 2 goes with the 1 plus 2. And that is it from me.
Cool. Hey, Noah, can you just run through all your slides real quick so I can just see them all?
Yeah, 1 second.
All right.
All right, so this is the crisscross.
Went back to slide number 6.
Sorry. 6?
Oh, it just went to slide 6.
Ah. You good on the crisscross?
Yeah, I can see slide 6. I just need to see slide 3, 4, and 5.
Hold on, I don't know number. Okay, so this is 3.
And then just go to click on 4.
Okay, here's 4.
And 5.
And 5. Did it not show up?
No, it didn't go through your slides. It just stayed on slide 6 the entire time. So.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright. I just want to make sure that we got all those answers in there. So.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Okay, so I'm going to do problem 5. This one is talking about the total number of chromosomes that are found in different types of cats. So for the first one, it talks about a triploid cat. There are 38 total chromosomes, and it's triploid, so that deals with sets of chromosomes. So we need to divide it by 2 to get 19, times it by 3, and you get 57 chromosomes total. For the second one, this is a monosomic, meaning there's only 1 chromosome missing. So 38 minus 1, we have 37 chromosomes. For C, we have a terminal deletion. We still have 38 chromosomes, but for chromosome 7, part of it is missing. It could be the P arm or the Q arm, depending. Then for D, we have a Robertsonian translocation. And this is just where you'll have two normal copies of either 17 or 18 chromosome, but then you're only going to have one normal copy of the other chromosome, and then the other chromosome with it will have a fused 17 and 18 chromosome. So we still have 38 chromosomes. Then for E, same thing, we still have 38 chromosomes. This is just a translocation between non-homologous chromosomes.
Cool. And
And that's everything.
that's everything.